Coming up on this week's episode of The Build.
For Chloe and I, it's a very exciting time of the year. We're getting married on Sunday.
Nerves haven't really kicked in yet.
That Freo family, for us, has been a big part of our life. I kind of wasn't sure how to answer this about a week ago. Some of the PBs in the gym are insane. I actually feel very fresh, which is weird because I was so exhausted, but I was able to switch off.
Thank you all for tuning in to our first episode last week. We've loved seeing your feedback and your comments. If there's anything you'd like Caleb to talk about over the next couple of months, drop a comment on any of our social posts about the podcast or flick the Freo socials a DM. This podcast is presented by Bank West. Big episode ahead, the wedding episode. But first, we join Caleb right here on a morning walk.
Morning, Brett. It's currently 5:38 a.m. Wednesday the 17th December, morning of the last training session before we go on break for Christmas. So just out my morning walk at the moment. Just thought I'd give you an update on where things are at. The morning walk is something I've added to my routine, my morning routine pre-training, most mornings actually. Well, since we first spoke on day one of pre-season, to try and help the body get moving a little bit more. Stiffness of pre-season, you can kind of catch up with it pretty quick. You can feel pretty average in the morning, so going for just a quick 15-20 minute walk around the block, try and get the legs moving. Mental benefits as well, neurological benefits around getting moving and moving forward in the mornings as well for how you can attack the rest of your day. So I'm enjoying it so far. But yeah, it's our last day before Christmas, so go out and smash out a big footy session and hit what we need to today, and kind of go into the break with having banked a great kind of 3-4 weeks of training, depending on if you're the young boys or the older boys. So it's been a great couple of weeks. The guys have really attacked training. Some of the PBs in the gym are insane. We've definitely earned a little bit of a break, even though it's been a short stint pre-Christmas. But it's a great time of year to kind of get around family, and for Chloe and I, it's a very exciting time of the year. We're getting married on Sunday, so 5 days time, or 4 days time now. So I can't say that I'm fully in that mode yet until I get through training today, and then I can. As soon as training's finished today, my mind will switch pretty quickly to that excitement and feeling of what the next few days is going to be like. Myself, Andy Brayshaw and Hayden Young are flying back straight after training today, back to Melbourne. And yeah, then the festivities begin over the next 3 or 4 days. So I think Chloe's been back in Melbourne for 3 weeks now. 3 weeks. She's had to do a lot of the grunt work for this wedding, to be fair. Both through necessity and through want. She's a lot more organised than I am, and she's been incredible. She's been pretty much a part-time wedding planner, but then the last 3 months she's been also a gopher, running around picking stuff up. She's been in the gardens at home because we're getting married at her family house. She's been setting things up. She's been making things at home so that we've got packs to give to people. It's been incredible to kind of see the work that she's put into it, even though I've got that guilt of feeling like I haven't done a heap. My job was pretty much to organise the alcohol, and I've done that. So aside from that, I'll be rocking up on the day before, 2 days before the wedding, and yeah, being ready to go. We're lucky enough to be really close to a lot of Freo people and flying a lot of people over. And it's something that means a lot to us, because that Freo family for us has been a big part of our lives, and especially moving over and being challenged with COVID at the start. They became our family away from home, and they mean a lot to us. They're more than just kind of friends. So yeah, it's a very exciting time of the year, and for us, an exciting time of our lives, because it puts a lot of things into perspective around what it actually means. And our family and my family is a big part of my life. So we're essentially starting a new family now. Once we get married, so that's really exciting. Yeah, and I can't wait. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, Johnny, love that. Wow. Tight wheels. Hey, man, come in. Sweet Curry.
Good waves, good decision.
Got you boys going forward, really good. Yeah, press that stoppage. Got to go on your way.
Hey mate, yeah, just checking in. It's the 20th of December, the day before the wedding, day before the big day. So just thought I'd have a quick check-in and let you know everything's going smoothly. I kind of rocked up to the house yesterday, last night, after my Bucks party a couple of days ago, which all went smoothly. No shaved eyebrows or anything. My mates looked after me, which was much to Chloe's. Yeah, she was pleased about that. But yeah, today's day work kind of kicks off. Everyone's coming to the property. We're lucky enough to be getting married at Chloe's family house in Geelong. So we've got a nice property out of Geelong. So we've got everyone coming to stay here. So all the bridal party and our closest friends and family are coming tonight. There's about 30 of us, I think. And we'll have a nice dinner outside and kick off the weekend with a nice dinner and a few drinks just to settle the nerves a little bit. And then, tonight we decided to go. The only traditional thing we're really doing for the weekend is Chloe and I are going to kind of separate after dinner and we won't see each other until we're looking at each other down the aisle tomorrow when the time comes to get married. So that'll hopefully build a bit of the suspense and the excitement. But yeah, the boys tonight, we have a bit of a wine tasting after dinner. We'll get together and have a few more drinks and then have a pretty early night. We'll kick off the day tomorrow with going into town and having a sauna and stuff and going out for brekkie just to kill a bit of time before everything gets kicking off around midday, getting dressed and all the photos and etc. that didn't realise really go into it until you get the timeline and you know where you got to be. So super excited. Nerves haven't really kicked in yet. I think when people kind of come tonight and see everyone and see the family and whatnot and kind of feed off their excitement and nerves will probably kick in, but I'm just super excited. I just can't wait. I think the next 3 days are going to be incredible. So, yeah, that's kind of where we're at the moment. And touch base just after the wedding and see how it all went. But, yeah, very excited. Can't wait.
It is with my absolute joy I now pronounce you husband and wife.
So Caleb, I just want you to know how incredibly proud I am of you, mate. I count myself so lucky that our paths crossed all those years ago.
Especially just before Christmas, to leave families, kids, or just to come across the country to celebrate with us tonight. Thank you so much for all being here. Hey mate, it's been a little bit. It's now the 30th of December. So it's been just over a week since the wedding. I was planning on touching base just after the wedding immediately, but it's just been hectic and been pretty exhausted, to be honest. We went away and kind of went down to the Mornington Peninsula for a couple of nights and got away just to really recharge the batteries, because I didn't realise kind of how much it would take it out of us the 3 days. But it was, the best 3 days of Chloe and I's life. So we had an absolute ball. Everything went smoothly. Aside from a fair bit of rain on the wedding day, we were lucky enough that our wedding planner kind of suggested that we lock in the marquee above the ceremony, and we were very glad we did, because whilst it kind of stopped raining throughout the ceremony for us and kind of held off, before and after the ceremony, it definitely came down. So we were very grateful we had the marquee kind of sitting over the top of the ceremony area that we could kind of shelter under. But it was just the best. It was great having a lot of the Freo people there. We had, I think it was 22 of the boys, and then their partners as well, and a few of the staff. We had JL, Joey Bridie and Simon Garlick and their wives there as well, which was amazing to share our special day with some of the people that have kind of been so pivotal in our life over the last 6 years, alongside our kind of childhood friends and schoolmates and families. So it all went smoothly, mate. It's been an incredible period. We're married now, which is getting used to this ring on my finger kind of every day, which is taking a little bit to get used to, but it's been amazing just to reflect over the last week and just on all the amazing times over those 3 days, all the memories we share and moments we kind of shared with our closest friends and family. So, if you've got any questions, shoot them through, mate. But it was an absolute ball. Just thought I'd just offer a few of the best moments from the night from a few of the Freo boys, probably, the players. There was some great performances on the wedding night. First shout is to Andy Brayshaw, was the MC for the night. It was absolutely hilarious, ripped into me a fair bit, but kept the show rolling and kept everyone on their toes as well with a few gags. Andy did an incredible job, and then proceeded to be best on the dance floor straight away. As soon as the dance floor kicked off, he was ready to go and put in a great stint there. Michael Frederick hitting the Dougie halfway through the night was incredible. Had a big dance circle, and he was nailing it in the middle. Brought a lot of energy. And young fella Murphy Reid put in a great stint on the dance floor as well. Was up and about, throwing his shoulders around, barging through, had the sunnies on. He was in some fine form. So few 3-2-1 there, I reckon. Andy, Michael Frederick, Murphy Reid, but there was plenty of honourable mentions. Matt Johnson was great. Jai Amos was amazing. Great value on the dance floor. So yeah, the boys brought a lot of energy and were a lot of fun.
Bankwest is about making the big moments happen. For kids, nothing beats that heart-pounding run onto the field, and we're right there with them. From running out as a Bankwest buddy to living the dream as a Docker for a day, our partnership has helped thousands of young fans and their families turn game day into an experience they'll never forget.
Hello, mates. I'd love you to tell me a little bit more about, I know you love talking about the Freo family and what they mean to you, but to have so many people, like you said a little earlier at your wedding, what did that mean to you and to Chloe? And if you can kind of delve into how much of a family the Freo community have become for you. Coming over here at such a young age, the two of you, and what that's evolved into is pretty special. And to have such a large Freo contingent at the wedding, I'm sure must have been an incredible feeling. So I'd love to hear more about that from you and how much you loved having all those people around you on your special day.
Morning, mate. Yeah, it's in terms of the Freo family and having that many people at our wedding, it's kind of hard to kind of put into words what that kind of means and what they mean to us now. And I have to go back to the start to kind of really give a bit of an insight into what it means. It's like when we first moved over, I got drafted at the end of 2019. And Chloe and I were dating at that point, and we'd been dating for about a year. And then within 5 months, COVID hit and the borders had shut. And within 12 months, Chloe had moved over here because we didn't really have a choice. And as a 19-year-old who doesn't really have any roots over here at all, for her and then for me, obviously I had the footy club and they did a great job of making me feel welcome. But for Chloe, it's a bit of a different story for the partners. So to have her be welcomed by not only the partners of the Freo family, but also the players and the staff, it made her transition over here and her time over here in the last 5 years incredibly enjoyable and what could have been a pretty tough time and quite lonely at times. It was quite seamless, and yeah, the result of that is the reason for that. Is because of the people. Like I said, the partners of the players. Like she's created some incredible friendships, and she's been a bridesmaid for 2 weddings that have been a part of the Freo family, so she's created her own friendships. And I guess for me, I've always been a pretty family, friends, connections really important to me, and something that I value really highly. And this is the strongest place I feel connection to, aside from my own family, in terms of the depth of the friendships and the connections I have, not only, like I said, with the players, but having JL, Joey and Garlo at the wedding. Like, I've created some really deep relationships with those guys and their families. So I guess what they mean to us and what it meant to see them there was a lot. And like I said, it's really hard to put into words because they've been there every step of the way since over the last 6 years, and they've seen some of our worst times, they've seen some of our best, but we've gone through it all together. And that's the beauty about footy clubs and these environments, is you get to experience your best and worst with them. And if you come out of it as really close, the depth of that friendship and that connection is really strong. To look out and see, I think it was 23 players, present players, and then another few past players that were at the wedding, plus their partners and a few staff. It meant a lot to us, and I think they had fun. I think they would have enjoyed it, but what it meant to us, just outside of that enjoyment, it was a lot. Yeah, like I said, the Freo family, I owe a lot to how they've embraced me and Chloe and my family over the last 6 years, and those teammates and staff are a massive part of that. So it's a great question, and thanks for asking it, because I really enjoy talking about it, because I don't think every environment or every club would necessarily be like that. And for us, we're just very grateful that we're able to get drafted to this footy club with this calibre of people.
I'd also love to know, mate, because this is, as we've said, I think last week. This is your 7th preseason, but it's the first time you've ever had a wedding smack bang in the middle of it. Such a unique part of your preseason you've never had to experience before. Were you able to fully switch off over that time? Were you able to just step out of the footy bubble, focus on you and Chloe and getting married? And now that you're back on the other side of it, how's that transition been back into that training phase mentally for you? I guess I'd just love to know more about how you're navigating that part of your preseason of balancing such a big, important personal milestone smack bang in the middle of an important part of your preparation ahead of a footy season.
I kind of wasn't sure how to answer this about a week ago, just because I probably hadn't felt like I'd really processed what had happened yet and got myself to a point where I was ready to come back to training in terms of just mentally and emotionally. So I've left it till today, the morning of the 8th of Jan, where we're coming back into training and getting stuck into another time trial today. I feel like right now I'm in a place that I'm so excited to get back into it and I'm so ready to start training again and kind of hit this next 3 to 4 weeks really hard because, yeah, it's a quick runway to kind of practice matches and stuff. But if you had asked me a week ago, like I said, I probably wouldn't have been able to say that. Whilst it was, I'm definitely not going to say challenging, because it wasn't challenging because it was the best thing that's ever happened to me, but it was different, kind of finishing pre-Christmas and then flying straight back to Victoria to have my Bucks party, and then a day later having the rehearsal dinner into the wedding, into the recovery, hosting it all at Chloe's place. So you feel that pressure of kind of hosting a little bit as well and organising things, and it just takes it out of you. And to be fair, for the month beforehand, Chloe and I were apart, so she was back over in Victoria organising everything. So it takes its own toll in terms of just being out of routine and out of your kind of normal environment of Chloe and I just kind of doing our thing here. So that was a different challenge pre-Christmas, but I guess we had three days in Jackalope down in the Mornington Peninsula post the wedding that were very, very important to kind of recover, rejuvenate, relax. I think we were sleeping 12 hours a night. I can't tell you how exhausted we both were, not just from like a sleep point of view, but just from an emotional toll and what it takes out of you. So as you can imagine, that made training that little bit harder, doing gym, sticking to programs that little bit harder. So that first kind of week after we finished in December was tough. It was a bit of a grind for training, and those few days over the wedding weekend I kind of worked with the high performance staff just to manoeuvre a few sessions around, just because for those 4 or 5 days over my wedding weekend I didn't really want to think about training too much. I just wanted to really be in the moment and really enjoy it, soak it up, and not have that kind of stress or that thing hanging over your head that maybe a couple of years ago I would have, and I would have really struggled to switch off. But I made it a big priority of mine just to be really in the moment and present and enjoy it, because I'm only going to get married once, so you want to enjoy that experience, which I felt like I really did. Yeah, that next kind of little period made training that little bit tougher, but probably over the last week and a half I've been able to get a really good block of sessions in and feel like my body's in a really good space from a soreness and a physical point of view than it was before Christmas. So that little bit of a rest actually probably helped a little bit. So yeah, like, I don't know if that answers your question, but there was a few different challenges this year that we encountered just with the wedding. So it's not as a smooth routine and program where you can just kind of lock your dates in. You have to be a bit more flexible, a little bit more, had to pivot a few times. And then now I feel like because I was able to do that, I actually feel very fresh, which is weird because I was so exhausted, but I was able to switch off from footy and just really be in the moment with family, friends, Chloe. So on the back end, it's actually made me feel really fresh and really ready to go and rejuvenated. So I think that answers your question.
Episode 2, done and dusted. Here's what's still to come on this series.
Caution. Approaching.
Sorry about that. The first kind of 10 days has been pretty big, pretty taxing on the body. Just looking at the car screen, it is 40 degrees. So the last 3 days have been pretty hot. It's a great kind of test for everyone to see where we're at in terms of execution and communication, connection under fatigue. Because yeah, everyone's pretty cooked at the moment. Obviously got Fossey off field and a few of the other guys that are quite extroverted and bring that energy, but Mason's right up there.
This podcast wouldn't be possible without the proud support of Bank West. Thanks for listening. See you next week.